Alrighty. So this month's dealer webinar, we're going to go over kind of some like personalization of home pages. We kind of want everyone to have the ability to personalize things on their page, whether it be images and videos, to certain content pertaining to special maybe events or things you want to highlight that are going on in your dealership. As you know, we kind of have like standard templates for sites, but we really like to give you guys full reins on just customizing things to make it really personal to your website. Um, so a couple things we're going to go over today are our hero widgets. Pretty much every site has this kind of like intro widget. It'll have probably like a search bar included, some call to action buttons, and different images and videos included with the text. We have a bunch of different varieties that you can choose from. When we first built out your website, you chose one, but you do have the ability to switch those around if you want something new to just kind of draw visitors into your website. We're also going to go over blogs. We have both quarterly blogs that come from Kubota that you have the option of adding to your site, but we also want to show you how to add personal dealer blogs as well. And then we're going to go ahead and build out a quick landing page together. Something kind of simple, but we have a lot of people reach out for, let's say, if they're hosting an event at their dealership or they're wanting to fill a new staff position. We can create kind of personal pages that you can link to like buttons or banners on your website to draw in that attention. So, things first thing we're going to talk about is the different hero widgets that we offer. So we currently have, I think these are the five that we carry right now. So I'll just kind of do little demos of what they look like, what they each offer, and then if you ever want to switch out your hero, there are some things that our customer care team on the back end has to do to get them set up for you. But once they're set up, you can go in and add your own personal images or videos and then link call to action buttons as you want. So we're gonna do a little demo of these. So this first one is called the Hero Panel. So it'll be a large image on the left-hand side with three additional smaller panels on the right-hand side. Each of these you can enter your own text and then link them to pages either within your site or external pages as well. So this is kind of what something like that would look like. You kind of can place a tint over each image to kind of show where your cursor is and where you're highlighted. The next one is going to be the hero search. So this one is going to be a single image. It has a search bar included in the image and then up to four call to action buttons. So this is hero search. Next one we have is a hero carousel. This one's kind of cool because it scrolls through images and it'll do it kind of automatically. You can include videos or images in this. So as you can see, this one has a video kind of included. Then it also scrolls through automatically to different images. These also have call to action buttons included, but there's no search bar. And while all of these don't necessarily have a search bar included in them directly, we can always add one like directly below or above so you still have that search functionality. The next one we have is the equipment hero. This one's a little bit newer. It's kind of nice if you're trying to highlight specific pieces of equipment. It'll be transparent images, and you'll be able to scroll through with call to action buttons that link directly to the equipment provided. The only thing about this one is you do need five pieces of equipment to display for it to work properly. But I think all dealers have at least five pieces that they'd like to display at some point. So this is the equipment hero. And then last but not least, we have the hero image with side overlay. And this will be another just single image if it'll load. Basically be a single image with a shadow box over it. You can visualize that since it doesn't seem to want to pop up at the moment. There we go. Just needed some time to think. So as you see, it's just a single image. This one's kind of nice because you actually get more room to write like a bio or an about us kind of section. The other heroes are a little bit limited in terms of what they can um, display, but this one you'll be able to put a little bit more content in. So it'll be a single image with the content. You can include a call to action button, but there's no search bar again with this one. But again, you can add one in if you'd like. So these are all of our different heroes. They're just kind of the first thing you see when your page, when visitors come to your page. So it's kind of a good way to draw in customers, kind of show them what you have to offer. We have a ton of really awesome like default images that we can use on these, but to give it that personal touch, you can upload your own images, your own videos, so on and so forth. Any questions so far? Alrighty. All right, looks like I got a raised hand from Bobcat Marketing. I don't think that's your first and last name, but I don't know who's with us today. Looks like you're on mute if you're trying to ask something. Maybe a mistaken raised hand. Can you upload your own video? Yes, you can. Um, you can upload your own video. You can do it when you go into the widget on your homepage. You can upload either images or videos if the hero allows. Like I said, not all of them allow it, but like the carousel is one that you can upload your own videos to. Um, I don't know if there's a limit on how long the video can be. I can look into that and definitely reach back out to you. I will say we kind of see more of like the short cut videos just to kind of keep the engagement there since people probably won't just be sitting on your page and looking at the video the whole time. So maybe something a little bit shorter, a couple seconds here and there, but I should see if there's a limit on how long that you can actually upload them. So I'll look into that and I'll get back to you about it, okay? All right, sounds good. I'll go ahead and email you a little bit later. Next thing we're going to talk about is blogs. Some of you might have gotten an email probably a couple weeks back. Every I think we're trying to do it every quarter. Kubota sends out a selection of Kubota specific blogs that you can get added to your site. These are optional, and we usually send out about I think it's like 5 to 10 options, and then we add them onto your blog page on your website. So those come specifically written from Kubota, but you also have the ability to write your own blogs. Um, Sometimes blogs we'll see written from dealer specifics are if you're doing any like changes, whether you're maybe merging with another dealership or changing locations, if you want to highlight a new staff member, something like that, or an event that you're maybe hosting. Those are all like good options for personal blogs to your dealership. So we'll kind of go over how that process works. So when you get into the back end, pretty much your dashboard will all look the same. But under this content tab up here, it'll be one of the first drop downs under blogs. And then just this is just for training purposes, but I've created this training blog. When you click into it, it'll show all the individual blog posts. So these ones have already been created, but just to show what creating a post would look like, it's super simple, user friendly. You would just create a post. You would enter all the information that you want to have in the blog. So a title, this content block kind of works like a Word document. So you could change the formatting. You can do different headings, different sizes, different fonts, all of that. And then you can include an image into your blog as well. So once you have all the information you want, you would click publish to make the blog go live. And as you can see, we have a couple that are already published here. And then this is just the content for the blog, but then we need to place it on a page. So if you go over to pages, depending on how you set up your website when you first started, I think a lot of dealers usually keep this page unpublished until they're ready to add content to it. Your blog page will always live under the About section, or that's where it lives originally. And as you can see, the blogs page is currently unpublished. So we're going to go ahead and publish that. Under here, more actions. I'm going to make it go live. Once it has that green check of approval, it means it's live on the site. And then we're going to go in and add the blog posts. So we're going to click into the blog page. As you can see, it's kind of a blank slate currently. But over here on the right side in all of our content widgets, you'll see this blog post widget. Just quickly drag and drop that. This will be the initial format. It's not really pleasing on the eye, but you can edit that if you'd like. Go ahead and click edit here. You have a couple different options in terms of how you want it displayed. So currently, all blogs that are published will be displayed. If you only want specific blogs to be posted, you can do certain selections and select from ones that are open. So as you can see, we have the option of the training blogs, but we're just going to say all of them. And then how they display, we're going to go ahead and change the list template. You have a couple different ways for it to display here. I'll kind of show you what those all look like. I think we usually go for the homepage news. It kind of looks the nicest. So those 3 blog posts will kind of be displayed in this format here. But as I mentioned, you can change the layout a little bit for each one. So if you go back to list settings, another one is the news. A little bit different layout, like so. So you have a little bit of flexibility about how you want that blogs page to be displayed. We're going to go back to this one. And then I'll show you a little preview of what that's going to look like when it's live on your site. So as you can see, under About, it populates under the blog section. And then this is what those blog posts will look like. When you click into each one, it'll pull you to a more detailed view page. Another thing kind of cool about, oh, it's because I didn't have any text. It would typically display here. Another thing that's kind of cool about the blogs is you can set publish start dates and end dates. So if it's something that you only want to be displayed for a certain period of time, you can set that up when you write the blog post, so then you don't have to worry about taking it down. It'll unpublish on its own. So I'll kind of show you how to make those adjustments. We're going to go back to content and blogs, click into the blog itself. Go ahead and demonstrate on this one here. And then under this more actions, You'll have this publish unpublished on specific date button. So when I click into this and click in and it'll populate a calendar. And if you wanted to unpublish, a week from now, and maybe you don't want it to go live until tomorrow, you can make all those adjustments within this calendar and then it'll publish and unpublish automatically for you. So those are the blogs. Any questions about that before we go to our last topic? Alrighty. So the last page or the last topic we're going to talk about, and I will say it's probably the most like overwhelming, um, is custom landing pages. Um, these are really useful if you're trying to, again, like highlight something specific, and maybe you don't want it to live in direct sight on your page, but you want it to still be accessed either through another page or a button or a link or a banner. So you want it to live on the back end and only be presented when someone is actually trying to receive that information. Um, again, you can use it for staff hiring, if you're trying to highlight any events you're running, et cetera, et cetera. Here's a little kind of image of a page that I created, just to kind of show as an example. And I'll go in and kind of show you how to create a landing page and then how to link it to somewhere else. So again, when you're on your dashboard, when you first log into the back, you're going to go to the Pages tab. And this is where all pages live on your site. Um, if they have the green check mark, it means they're published, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're in a navigation on your homepage. I'll kind of show you what that means in a second. I'm going to go ahead and click this Create a Page button up top. We're going to do something for like a new hire. We're going to give a title to the page. And then this checkbox here is pretty specific. If this is checked, it means it'll show in your navigation bar. We're going to go ahead and uncheck that because we don't want it to be viewable unless we place it somewhere specific. So what this means is it's still going to be live, but it's going to be hidden. So we're going to uncheck that. We're going to set a template. Each page or every page has a template. Most are going to be a full width. It kind of makes each page uniform across your website. As you can see, there's already 43 pages using this same template. And then after that, we're just going to go to create and add content. From here, you have a pretty blank slate to get started with. Couple of things. This is an overwhelming amount of widgets. To keep it simple, we're going to use a couple content blocks, image blocks is kind of what we're going to stick to, as well as forms. So I'm kind of building a page for, we're hiring a new position, maybe a sales technician. Um, I want to have a form in there. So when someone visits this page, they'll be able to fill out an application right away. So I'm dragging and dropping the form widget here. And when we click edit, you can type in the form that you're wanting to get. So now the application form is directly on this page. Something else I want to do is maybe have a little job description as well as like an image for attention. In my mind, I'm kind of thinking those things side by side would look good instead of stacked on top of each other. To do that, we can adjust the layout of the page. So right now we're under the content section. Right next to it, we have a layout. And as you can see, it kind of creates these different grids so you can visually see how the different blocks will line up. I'm thinking this 6 by 6 will look good. So I'm dragging and dropping that. And now I have space on each side to place content. And drag and drop a content block onto one side and an image block onto the other. Let's see what my default library has for a image that we can kind of choose from. I'll just throw one of these in there. And then for content, whatever your dealer specific um, application needs are, we can go ahead and do like a little list of requirements. And with this content block, like I said earlier, it kind of works like a Word document. So you could change the formatting, you can bold certain things. You have even additional formatting options down here. Go ahead and save that for now. Maybe we'll throw in one more little header of a content block. Something I want to maybe be a little more standout, so we'll give it like a nice heading. We center it up on the page a little bit, like so. And obviously you can get a little more detailed with this kind of stuff, but this is just showing how to use some of our simpler widgets, how you can drag and drop, how you can use layouts. Do a little preview. Oh, let's see here. Could be a little bit better than this, but you can, experiment and see how you like. We have the form, image for attention, description of the job, heading. Pretty simple stuff. Now I want to kind of show you how you can link this to somewhere that's already incorporated on your homepage. I'm going to go ahead and publish that. I'm just seeing your comment on the how did you do the 2 by 2 divider. I'll show you right now. Let's see. So when you first click into a page, as you see up here in this right-hand side, we're in the content section. So this is where all the widgets live. Directly to the right of it, this layout section, this is where you'll see the different, as you said, the 2 by 2 divider. So we call that the grid 6 by 6. So it means like our full grid is 12, and then we break it down into different segments. So you'll have the options of a bunch of different grids here. Does that help answer your question? Cool. So now that page and the content of that page is created, but it's just on the back end. So to make that content available to visitors, we need to place it in either a banner, a button on a different page so that people can access that information. So for example, throwing it kind of front and center on the home page, that it's one of the first things people see. We have a widget here called the dealer announcement carousel. Um, it's something that all of you guys can access. It lives in your content widgets, kind of down in the depths here. It'll be under the Kubota custom section. It's one of the first ones here. So you can drag and drop that. One's already placed on the page here, so we'll just go ahead and edit the one that's already placed. This widget works similarly to the blogs where you can publish and unpublish them on your own time schedule. So it looks like one had already been created and it passed the expiration date, so that's why it's not live. But if we add in a new one, like now hiring, join our team, we're going to link to a page and we're going to select the page that we just created. Say like apply today. You can edit this text however you'd like. As you can see, you have upwards of 100 characters that you can include in these banners. And then when I click save, oh, I need to set the start and expiration date. Say like start today. Maybe you're hiring for a week. You have to have that saved in order for it to populate. And voila. Now we have this banner to give you a view of what it looks like on the home page. We'll now have this kind of banner. You can change the color if you'd like. And then you have a link that's going to take you to the page that we just created. Maybe. Voila. And if you ever want some tips on tricks and how to personalize these pages a little more, you can always reach out to our help center. We have we've made lots of pages. We have some cool ideas if you want something a little more personalized. We're always there to help. But this is kind of just a basic overlay of how to do a custom landing page. Any questions on those? Righty. That's pretty much all we got covered for today. But some things I always like to point out, we do have a ton of resources for our dealers. We offer one-on-one website trainings. So whether you want just a little bit more one-on-one interaction with us, if you have someone new to your team who's going to start kind of managing your website and they need a lay of the land, you can definitely set up a meeting with one of our support teams. We also have a whole help center for resources for you guys, tons of one sheets, video walkthroughs. If we're doing any platform wide new releases, we like to keep you up to date with. You can find all that information within our help center. If you ever have a direct question, we have a couple ways that you can reach out to us. You can email us, you can submit a trouble ticket. This is kind of the format of our trouble tickets. And then we also just recently included a help button directly into your backend. So when you log into your dealer backend, down in this right-hand corner, we just recently included this new help button, and this will send a help ticket directly to our help center. So as you're just kind of in the platform, you can get the questions answered that you need. But that's all I've got for you this time. Um, any other last minute questions before we wrap up? Alrighty. Well, that's all I got for you today. After this month, I think because we're going into kind of the slower months of summer, we might be doing these every other month instead of every month, but we'll have something coming for you. Let's see, September sometime with some new stuff to go over. But we'll talk to you then. Thanks, everyone.